You want to eat 100% plant-based, but you're missing that taste of seafood? I want you to try these recipes. They are amazing. Here we go. Back in the day, when I wanted comfort food after a week from hell, I loved this dish with a little wine, salt and pepper calamari. So I veganized it since I've had a month from hell. Salt and pepper calamari. Use hearts of palm as the calamari. This is veganized. So you punch out that middle so that you make sure you get all your seasoning that goes into that hearts of palm. It really makes a difference to punch out that middle. I use my wet batter that is in my gold decadent recipe guide, and also some cornstarch as my dry batter. Fry that up nice and golden brown. Then I put my veggies inside, which was white onion, green onion, jalapeno, bird's eye pepper, garlic, and some shallots. Sauteed that all together, and then added in my golden brown calamaris, or my vegan calamaris, with some salt and pepper on top. This was already made up, but you can get your own salt and pepper, and it was delicious. I love sushi, but let's be honest, sometimes you just can't find good sushi if you're a vegan. All they have is like those vegetable rolls, or you have to go to a really fancy place to get special vegan sushi. So I decided to just make a deconstructed platter at home. I had some extra virgin tofu, extra firm tofu that I grated, and I put it inside of the air fryer for about 6 minutes. Then I used a little Japanese rice seasoning, some miso, some soy sauce, and also some mirin as a seasoning. When I pulled out my tofu out of the air fryer after 6 minutes, I put that seasoning on for another about 3 or 4 minutes, and then I mixed together my instant rice, which was a brown sushi rice and a white sushi rice. I seasoned it with salt, sugar, and also rice wine vinegar. Then I just plated up my deconstructed sushi with some seaweed chips, some avocado, a little green onion, some furikake on my rice. You could put cucumber with this, carrots, whatever you want. It was really, really good. It's easy, deconstructed sushi plate. I loved it. Last night's dinner was Oyster Mushroom Po Boy's subs made with Atlantic City sub bread. It was so good. I first started with a seasoned flour and water based wet batter. Then I had already seasoned up New Orleans style cornmeal batter for dry. Fry that up in grapeseed oil, nice and golden. Drained it out, and then I made myself a very great little sauce to go on my sub. So I started with some parsley, some nutritional yeast, some garlic, some vegan mayonnaise, smoked paprika, and some lime juice. And then I just slathered that on lettuce, tomato, onion, already dressed sub bread. And then I topped it with my oyster mushrooms and doused that in hot sauce. Oh my God, it was so good. I am so in love with this sub. Delicious. I made vegan fish and grits with a little sausage Creole cream sauce. It was so delicious. People ask me, how do you make your hearts of palm so that it doesn't taste pickly? Well, the key is surface area. Make sure you flatten out that hearts of palm so that every piece of it is getting some kind of seasoning. I used Obey, Creole, and nori komi fakaki here, and then I use a little flour and water to make a wet batter, and then a dry batter with seasoned up cornmeal base. Then I took a little garlic, shallots, jalapenos, sauteed those up with a hot Beyond sausage, put some coconut milk and some seasonings, Creole seasonings, inside of that sauce. Just sauteed that, and it was so yummy. Yum, delicious. Every once in a while, I get a craving for a seafood boil, so I decided to veganize one. I started with pre-boiled potatoes and carrots, and then I added some enoki mushrooms. I grilled up some bok choy and some sausage, and also some shrimp. I added in some lion's mane, and then as my liquid, I poured over beer, because I used to cook my crabs in beer. So I used beer as my liquid. Then melted butter with about a bulb and a half of ground fresh garlic. I like nice fresh garlic, not out of the jar. Okay, and then all these seasonings: onion powder, garlic powder, lemon pepper, obey, 2 kinds of paprika, and Creole seasoning. And then I mixed that all together. That's how I made my butter right there. And once I got that all done, I just popped it inside of the oven for about 25 minutes till everything was yummy and it was delicious. Look at that lion's mane. Looks just like crab meat. This thing was so good. My husband went crazy. We put it over rice. I bought these seafood mushrooms and I did not know what to do with them. I wasn't sure if I was going to fry them up like chicken or what. I decided to make them into like seafood and grits. It was so good. It's such a good choice. So I just used two kinds of seaweed. I used dose flakes and I used kelp, and I used also some Old Bay seasoning and some Creole seasoning. Then I took them in the pan, put a cast iron skillet on top of them with some grapeseed oil and some butter, and let them get a nice sear on them. So they looked really, really yummy there. And then for my grits, I'm pretty much a purist. I just use salt, pepper, vegan butter. You let them get to a boil, and then you bring them down low and keep whisking them, and they literally make their own cream. Nice creamy grits. I use a little sauce here, some vegan heavy cream, all my aromatics, and a little parm. It was so, so good. You want to use your hearts of palm to make something really, really yummy? Okay, let's make some vegan seafood bread. First thing you do is take your hearts of palm, your garlic and your onion, chop them up really nicely and throw them into your skillet and saute it with some Old Bay seasoning and some Creole seasoning. Then you take your spinach and you add it to that mixture. While that's all sauteing, go on and make yourself a cashew cream out of boiled cashews, garlic, and plant milk, and a little salt and pepper. Then you mix that all to your spinach mixture with a little vegan cream cheese and a vegan shrimp, and smash it onto a buttered ciabatta bread. Pop that into the air fryer until it's golden brown. And oh my God, that is such a yummy, yummy bread. Yes, I'm still fasting, but here you go. I've been seeing Escovitch all around, and I decided, I'd like to have that again, but what would I veganize it with? I decided to go with eggplant. Yes, eggplant. So I started with peeling my eggplant and then slicing it about a 1/2 inch thick lengthwise. And then you use a little bit of salt to draw out the bitterness of the eggplant. Leave that for about 15 minutes. Then I processed my veggies, which was sweet peppers, onions, and also habanero or Scotch bonnet pepper. And then kind of put that into a pan, saute it just a little bit. You're not looking for color here, just getting the flavor out of it. Put some allspice berries, some thyme, some salt, pepper, garlic powder, onion powder, and then let that simmer very low. I let it simmer very low in about 2/3 cup of vinegar and sugar. 2 tablespoons of sugar for about 25 minutes. Then I wet and dry battered my eggplant. Of course, I use seaweed, Old Bay seasoning, flour, the same thing on wet and dry. And then I fried that all up. And then I combined the two together. And that was a beautiful eggplant Escovitch. Love.